Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal, see how the spirit of Christmas breathes life and light into this small town. And we're shelling out some love to the humble Nutcracker.
Then, a town takes on a Christmas celebration of biblical proportions.
We have no more room at the end.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal.
We're in the quaint Bavarian village of Leavenworth, Washington.
And it's here that we find what has to be Christmas's bright spot. The town spends weeks stringing up about 500,000 bulbs to brighten up this village.
The town is located about 120 miles east of Seattle, nestled in the majestic Cascade Mountains. These days, it attracts all kinds of special visitors.
Do you imagine?
Come Christmas time, everything is magical here, and it's completely natural to find the mayor in a horse and carriage.
What is the population of Leavenworth?
We are just about 1,900.
And then how many people will you see in the month of December?
Approximately 60,000. 3 weekends of lighting, we get about 20,000 people every weekend.
That's phenomenal.
In a town bustling with so much activity, it's hard to believe there was a time when it nearly vanished. In the 1920s, a decline in the timber industry forced the Great Northern Railroad to pull out of town.
The people who worked for the railroad, they all left. The 1960s, 2 gentlemen, Ted Price and Bob Rogers, they wanted to settle in Leavenworth, and they thought, you know what, we have to save this town. They got community members together, the doers and the movers, and they said, what can we do to save this town? So Bob and Ted looked up and they said, that looks like the Alps. And they said, well, what if over the next few years we require the facades of every building to be old world alpine?
And so the Bavarianization of Leavenworth began. Since 1966, Leavenworth's lease on life gets an annual renewal.
This is our 3rd or 4th year, so we thought it was so pretty. We've heard so many great things about it. We can't wait for 4:30 when the lights come on. My favorite thing is seeing all the lights, hanging out with my family.
And as those few extra visitors will discover, this is a Christmas village complete with its own reindeer farm.
My name is Hans Christian Andersen, believe it or not, named after the Danish fairy tale writer. Caribou, reindeer are the same species. There is one difference. Caribou never learn to fly. They do need Santa's magic corn for that, though.
Hans told us even more fun facts about these dearly loved creatures. They're the only members of the deer family in which both males and females grow antlers. And those antlers can grow over 50 inches and weigh 30 pounds.
He's hungry.
Look at the baby eat.
And when they aren't flying, adult reindeer can run up to 50 miles per hour. And did you know that reindeer double in size by 2 weeks old?
So how old is Elsa?
Elsa's 3.5.
And how big will she get?
She's full grown, but her antlers will continue growing her entire life.
San, you're kind of like an animal whisperer.
Well, here, let me show you. So Elsa, what's your favorite time of year? She says this time of year because all these people come to visit her.
And who knows reindeer better than this guy?
Right now, he's busy lighting up hearts in preparation for the lighting up of the town.
So Santa, we've been to a lot of Christmas celebrations, but this Leavenworth celebration is pretty cool. How would you rate it?
Well, I think it's one of the best ones I've seen.
The lights are absolutely stunning.
How do their lights compare to, say, your all's lights up at the North Pole?
The elves put up the lights, they decorate Christmas trees. It is fabulous up there.
And it's about to be fabulous down here, too. At dusk, Leavenworth becomes an alpine wonderland.
Everything is authentic to the Bavarian theme, right down to the alpine horns. Jan and I give it a try, but it's harder than you think.
Oh, no.
Maybe we should leave it to the pros. It's almost time for the lighting.
I
and you can feel the electricity in the air.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Unbelievable.
This isn't just the lighting of the tree. This is lighting of the town.
Wow, I've never seen anything like this.
It's everywhere.
There must be 10,000 lights on that tree alone.
If this doesn't get you in the Christmas spirit, I don't know what will.
They know how to celebrate Christmas here in Leavenworth.
Not bad for a town that almost disappeared.
Still ahead?
We're shelling out some love to the humble Nutcracker.
Oh, I see a drummer.
Right there.
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. Here in Leavenworth, Washington, we found one spot where you can see out a crack a nut thousands of ways. Welcome to the Leavenworth Nutcracker Museum. This might be the largest collection of its kind in the world.
So Arlene, I'm curious, what caused you to want to start collecting nutcrackers?
When I was young, I was a dance teacher, and we wanted to do the Nutcracker Ballet because we had a small ballet company. After that, I started collecting nutcrackers because I really enjoyed that big mouth character.
How many nutcrackers do you have in the museum here?
Right at 7,000.
7,000.
Among that huge number, you'll find Abe Lincoln nutcrackers, Santa nutcrackers, and even Yoda.
There's Mother Goose, Donald Duck, Snow White, and the Seven Dwarfs, and Pinocchio.
And the list goes on and on.
I understand that you get to participate in like a hunt, a nutcracker hunt.
Oh yes, that is the most favorite activity for kids here. We even have hunts for adults.
Well, we're a couple of kids at heart.
Yeah, and we're very competitive.
Okay, like some people are afraid of clowns. I'm kind of afraid of nutcrackers, but I didn't want to tell Arlene.
I didn't know anything about you at first, and so I thought, well, maybe a medium one. So I got one for 11-year-olds. Does that kind of fit?
That's probably right our speed.
You start at the top, I'll start at the bottom.
Okay. And your mark is set, go. There are so many.
Skier, crocodile, elephant.
There's a baseball player. Why can't a baseball guitar player?
Do you have a kangaroo on your list?
Is she helping him?
Okay, I got one anyway.
I think I hear her helping him.
I think you'll find lots of drummers down there.
Darth Vader.
Down this way.
No, just keep going.
Oh, I see a drummer.
Right there.
Crocodile, crocodile.
Thanks for your help, Arlene.
Astronaut. Okay, I'm so excited. This is crazy.
I'm going to go help her.
Oh, don't help her much.
I have 7. I have 7.
Oh, you have 7 already?
I have 7 already.
Oh, gosh, you are ahead of him. Bugs Bunny.
I got 8. Have you seen a co-host nutcracker that has their mouth open?
Nice.
Oh, it's a
He's cheating. He's following us.
74.
I turned into a kid. I got so excited. I don't know what got into me.
Okay, time's up, everybody.
How many did you get?
You say first.
I have 15.
Oh my goodness! How did you get 15?
Are you serious?
She cheated.
I did. How many did you have?
10.
They're always competing, aren't they, these two?
So Arlene is preserving the history of nutcrackers, but who's still breathing life into them? For that answer, we trek clear across the country to Manquin, Virginia, about 20 miles northeast of Richmond.
There are just a handful of people that have the skills to build a nutcracker to begin with, but there's only one manufacturer of nutcrackers in North America, and that is the company that I own, TRC Designs Incorporated.
Glenn Kreider used to work out of his garage, where one by one he made and sold nutcrackers like these. It was just a hobby for the full-time computer specialist.
Then, in 2006, he got a call from the U.S. Post Office.
They hired me to produce 4 nutcrackers, which they then photographed and became the Christmas stamps in 2008.
Not bad for a hobbyist, but the stakes were raised for Glenn in 2009 when he lost his full-time job.
I needed to either do something with my hobby or me and my family would lose everything.
Today, the man who started out making nutcrackers in his garage has become the largest manufacturer of American-made Christmas ornaments.
He's got cottages, carousels, all kinds of things.
In recent years, nutcrackers have been mass-produced overseas, all but eliminating the market for handcrafted ones.
As a result, Glenn's company, TRC Designs, is the only manufacturer handcrafting nutcrackers in North America.
So, feet first.
Now, when it comes to putting one together, let's just say Glenn gives me a crack at it.
So it's more to it than it appears on the surface. Yeah, there you go.
Now the body, right?
Body.
Oh, now he's starting to look like a nutcracker.
Jan has really impressed me with her manual dexterity.
I need a hammer.
So if this whole television thing doesn't work out for her,
We're getting there.
she can be an elf here in Virginia.
This former computer guy has gone from managing memory to making memories. Talk about an upgrade.
What's it like being in a business where it's Christmas every day?
It's phenomenal. We begin production on January 2nd. And I can't even describe this, but I've been making these things for 40 years. There are many people that have one of everything that we've ever done. Oh, this is a dream come true.
Still ahead,
A town takes on a Christmas celebration of biblical proportions.
We have no more room at the end.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
When I was growing up, and even more so now, I'd say, the nativity scene has a very special meaning for me. It's the reminder that the birth of Christ is the real meaning of Christmas.
you know, we found a place that has taken the little town of Bethlehem and supersized it, including the nativity scene, bringing it to life in a beautiful way.
I love when we can do stories that have the power to inspire. And we found one in Redwood City, California.
Hail Caesar! Shalom, shalom, welcome, welcome.
What makes this event so magical is the people of Redwood City, just south of San Francisco. Oh, and not just people, but some special furry and feathered characters pitch in too.
This fur is so soft.
It's soft. I thought maybe it would be more wiry.
My photobombing a camel selfie wasn't on my bucket list, but hey.
As the sun sets, local citizens join the animals and are transformed into actors, artisans, and angels.
And it starts at the top.
Can I have all my wise guys in this corner?
The three wise men are played by none other than the mayor, the police chief, and the fire chief.
What does it mean to you personally to be a part of this?
As the community comes together in such a great event, really celebrating peace on earth.
And just a feeling of inclusiveness and just one moment in time that they're all together.
It just celebrates something as special as Christmas is something that's just beautiful for our city.
For 24 years now, this amazing pageantry has been coordinated by Paula Dresden.
To say it's a monumental effort. We begin planning actually in June.
Is it an outreach of the church or?
No, it started as an independent, and the first night we did this, 10,000 people came. So I said to my husband, this works.
You're just trying to really recreate that first Christmas night.
I want to show the context within the Messiah was born. He was born into a Jewish family in a Jewish community. We have a lot of Jews who come to visit Bethlehem, and I'm very happy about that because I feel that Judaism is the foundation of Christianity. Everything hits your senses at once. We have music and dancing and synagogue going, marketplace, census takers.
We couldn't wait to be a real part of this night. So with our costumes on, we traveled back over 2,000 years, right into Bethlehem AD.
What is that?
Oh, it's warm.
Fresh pita bread.
Pita bread?
Boy, fresh from the oven.
What do we have here?
Fresh pita bread, sir. Please take as much as you like.
Those Roman soldiers were a bit scary.
Hail Caesar!
We loved how into character everybody was, especially this one young shopkeeper who was not happy that Roman soldiers helped themselves to his goods.
I think he's a disgruntled taxpayer.
I'm tired of it. The Romans, can you believe it?
My friends, welcome to Bethlehem.
Now, we're just curious, is there room at the end?
Oh, my friends, I apologize. We have no more room at the end.
You know, how did I know you were going to say that? When they reach the manger and they see Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus,
They can't move. They just literally cannot move. They're transfixed.
how's this impacted the community here?
We've seen gang members come through and bow their head and put their hats down. We feel the Spirit of God moves over this whole community.
Feel like you're part of Bethlehem. I would imagine this is how it was when, in the days of Jesus.
This is a real blessing to have something like this going on in our world today.
Shalom.
And to reflect on that blessing, we turn to Joni Eareckson Tada.
A diving accident at age 17 left her a quadriplegic.
After 2 years of rehabilitation, Joni emerged with a determination to help others in similar situations. She credits God with piecing her life back together and has participated in many crusades with the Reverend Billy Graham. Hers is a story which offers perspective on the true meaning of Christmas.
Joni, when we think about the Christmas story, the first thing that comes to mind is that trip that Mary and Joseph had to make.
You've got Joseph packing up a couple of belongings, putting his wife Mary on a donkey. It's 60 miles between Nazareth and Bethlehem, all rough, rugged terrain, and I'm sure, for 3 days, there she is jostling, and 9 months pregnant, mind you.
Yeah.
No fun, and it must have been so painful, so inconvenient. But sometimes the most painful, awful circumstances end up being part of God's most amazing design. We tend to think that only the good things, the comfortable things, the nice things are part of God's design. And then when something goes wrong or inconvenient, we wonder, oh my goodness, what did I do? What have I done wrong? And I felt like that when I broke my neck. It was so terrible. It was like, what had I done wrong? But think of it. Jesus was born in a smelly animal shed on a parking lot behind a small town hotel with a no vacancy sign. Right from the get-go, God's telling us, I get it. I understand what you're going through. I know what it's like to experience hardship and suffering. That binds me to my Savior closer than anything else. And I'm just grateful that God allowed this inconvenience in my life, because I've seen it now as part of His most beautiful design. I've sure gotten to know Him a lot better, and I realize there are a lot more important things in this life than walking or even having use of your hands.
Joni, how do you make personal to our audience the story of Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus?
Well, just strip away the tinsel, the gloss, strip away the ribbons, and you got a hard story, a story of hardship and inconvenience and pain. We all have struggles. We are destined to bear them. But let's remember that in those difficulties, there's this marvelous, beautiful design that we can be reminded of this Christmas and grab a hold of as a gift from God. Something that He'll express to us, not only this Christmas season, but in all the seasons of our life.
We'll be right back.
Jan, there's probably no one living today that I admire more than Joni Eareckson Tada. The example she sets and her commitment to Christ are just two things I totally respect.
And getting to meet Glenn and seeing his exquisitely handcrafted Nutcracker.
And then 7,000 in the museum.
Gives us a whole new appreciation for the Nutcracker with the scary teeth, I still think.
And my hat's off to the city of Leavenworth and their tremendous Christmas tree lighting.
Oh, they do it up right. There was just one thing missing though.
What's that?
I didn't get to come home with a reindeer.
I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm the reindeerless Jan Carl.
Join us again next week when once again we'll celebrate the great stories from across America.
He thinks I'm nuts. I am nutty about animals. You could hide it a little more.
One of my great memories as a kid was when we got a huge snow and all our relatives who were coming in, we had to push them up the driveway to get them up to the house.
Our great uncle decided to take the light-up Santa in the yard and have it hop across the front window. We all started crying and screaming and dove under the furniture. Yeah,